But yeah, let's do this game. This will probably be... I mean, possibly the last... Yeah, this will probably be the last one I do. But this one's supposed to be about an hour. And it's supposed to be a death-positive game about being a mortician. And I don't know exactly what all that means, but it's won a bunch of awards. Or a few awards, anyway, for its design. Oh, is it a clicking point? Oh, she's cute. Matthew, Jeffrey. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name's Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Ever hear that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell you when I come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy is a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. She wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers and good luck. Matthew J., Funeral Director, Rose Daughter's Funeral Home. Hello and welcome to your funeral director. Oh, okay. Whoa, you're new here, so it's probably best to explain where everything is. In your office preparation room, you'll find... Rushing your way out of Babysitter Blood. Oh, I just have this one installed and I've been wanting to play it. I completely forgot about that one. I mean, if it doesn't take too long, maybe we'll look into that one. But it's a horror game, and I fear. But I mean, I have a bunch of other games I want to play, so I'll probably be doing this again. Anyway, because there's fucking 1,600 games in there. I'm sure we'll find other ones we want to play. And I'll definitely play it then. He wants me to play a horror game, and I'm open to it, I guess. But I did want to play this one anyway. You're new here, so it's probably best to explain everything. You're running out of I'm running out of games. There's so... I'll play the other 1,600 before I get to Babysitter Bloodbath. It's probably best to explain where everything is. In your office preparation room, you'll find the cremation station, cremulator station, embalming station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience working with these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. Best, Mamie Rose. Hi, I guess my subject line should be start from... Oh my god, this is a long email. Be more professional now that we are business professionals. I can't wait to get your reply. I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you're able to land this gig straight after graduating. It's super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing until now. I guess it's just not something I really think about much. I should look more into this and learn more about your world and the industry because I said you're now a very serious professional. Speaking of being a professional, my museum gig is amazing. That sounds like more the gig I would have gone for. I can't believe somebody paid me to move to London, not London on serial killer capital of Canada, to work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face and you can hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Also, I signed you up for Funeral's monthly newsletter. Consider it a graduation gift. I love you so much. Funeral's monthly newsletter. So proud of you guys. Love you, Jen. Love Museum Creator, London Pathology Museum. Wow, you guys have really cool jobs though. Do horror only stream from the bundle? No, that's too much horror. I'll do like one horror game mixed in with a bunch of others. There's 1,650 left. Yeah, I definitely would have gone for the museum. You gotta have some kind of passion to be a mortician. Yeah, you probably have to have a pretty strong gut to be a mortician. Reply with an auto response. Sure thing, I'll get right to it. Hope you're settled in okay. Far, Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly and she's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to the sense of humor. Your first body is Miss Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family has asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems a little bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things a bit easier, if that's possible. That being said, although you do not embalming Miss Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one is going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. You'll find Miss Garcia in the prep room. Talk soon. Sure thing, I'll get right to it. Oh, shit. Oh, there's Miss Garcia. I wonder... 20 minutes of horror games to 4 hours of collateral damage. Yes, that sounds like a good ratio. I like that. Museum sounds fun. A museum would be really fun to work in, I think. Yeah, I thought because of the cutesy art style that this wouldn't be creepy, but I'm already kind of creeped out. I don't know. I'm guessing this isn't gory. This is the prep room where you'll be preparing the bodies for burials and viewings. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony, no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. Click on the sponge. Not a fan of the death. It's an interesting one. Click on the sponge and drag it over the body to clean it. I was just very curious because, like, this is the kind of job I would absolutely never do. I could never do this. But there's fucking people that do this as their career. Like, this is a whole fucking career they do. And I was interested to see what exactly that entailed. Miss Garcia will be sent to Mika, who will take care of dressing and putting her in a casket. Okay. It's time to go to Miss Garcia's funeral. You're responsible for taking care of the deceased's body, but it's also important to pay your respects to their loved ones. Follow the arrowhead to the funeral party. Are they actually going to take her? They just keep her in the casket closed? Because what's the point, really, at that point? Of taking her. Mortician Union, she provides a lot of info about it and the body decomposition in general. Yeah, so I thought that you might be interested in this. Because I know that you've been telling me about the Ask a Mortician page that you follow. Same, never. I'm guessing this isn't gory, he says before messing with any bodies. I mean, with this art style, I didn't expect it to be gory. This isn't a horror game. Oh, do I need to talk to people? She's so cute, though. I love her. Yeah, I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? Seems strange to be using chemical that is known to cause cancer and putting it into the ground like that. Or into the sewer. That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Just pour it down the drain? At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Stop it, don't make me laugh right now. What's up, kid? Mommy, I'm hungry. Where can we go? Oh, man. It's hard having kids at something like this. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy, but it's always so cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. And yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. That's... yeah, I guess. But I wonder if they low-key modeled this character after Ask a Mortician. Does she look like her? I think I remember her having, like, tattoos and stuff on her arms, didn't she? Same hairstyle? Oh. We usually don't small talk a lot at these things. At least that's what I always thought. She's so cute. Is that it? I guess you don't say other stuff, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, nothing else I don't think I can click on. October 11th, 10:09 a.m. Okay, so let me explain this a bit more detail. My colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inwards from what the doctors leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associate it with fainting and hysteria, it's actually been associated with visceroptosis, which is when organs fall to the lower part of the abdomen, right? It's just super unsettling, but can also be caused by being pregnant, so don't get pregnant. The corset's probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage. And I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe. That also implies that I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I was under the impression that corsets were bad for you. So she's saying that they're not as bad as people say they are? These are all the kinds of things that I specifically researched and I'm treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. Oh. I mean, I don't know anything about it, so... Oh, wait, that wasn't even the beginning of the email. Can I interrupt for a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers calling anybody get on my kids for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse. So it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such sexist BS anyway. And, like, I hate how their misogyny gets veiled and feel concerned. Jen, I'm worried about you damaging your body. You know what corsets do to your livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers. They're definitely not hurting me so as much as your condescension is hurting my head. Sorry, I'm sort of out of sorts now. I'll send you another email in a little bit once I've cooled off. Huh. I found a good picture of my dog I'm going to use for a tattoo. Oh, that's cool. Let me see. When you have a chance. That's interesting. I didn't know corsets were not bad. Hey Charlie, I was driving around the other day. I was taking a class or last trip in downtown. I was thinking strange, I know. Did I ever tell you about the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager, about to start at university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident. Totally out of the blue, really tragic stuff. Messed me up and my friends up real good. But so the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, you know? While we're in a procession going to the cemetery, somebody in the car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. It turns out that some asshat driver who didn't know not to get in the way of the procession drove right through the intersection and smashed right into one of my friend's cars. Nobody was hurt, thank God, but you can imagine getting that call. Anyway, one of my friends in the same car as me, the one who got the phone call, hung up and started laughing, just laughing her ass off in that way that makes you not sure if they're really just crying or if they've gone fully off the deep end. And she laughed, and then we all started giggling because, like, go figure, life is messed up sometimes, you know? There's no moral, no point to that story, I guess. I just remembered that story and I wanted to tell you. Because we work with death all the time and it sometimes get caught off guard by what it actually means. Oh, before you get any ideas, this has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later and nothing unremarkable. Somebody has to do it and I have a strong stomach. So why not? I'll see you in a bit, Charlie. Just passing the messages along. Thanks for the artwork, Charlie. Oh, it's from Mia Garcia. Is that the daughter? Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for a wonderful job they did with my mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our families rarely gets together. It was nice seeing everyone come out to such a beautiful service. My son never got to see his family. Never gets to see his family. Also, it was incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food and getting to share some home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being there together. It meant a lot. So what I'm saying is it was nice for everyone to be there like that, together in that way, and I know how much of that was due to the work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Thank you for making this difficult time easier for all of us. Death. Well, as everyone's respects your funerals, don't talk too loudly, be kind, smile. Refrain from making inappropriate jokes, at least around the grieving. Hey, sometimes people need to do a little bit of picking me up during such hard times. Who are we to judge? And a big part of this is knowing that what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more to formal black attire rule. It works for us. Did you know that this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire where people would wear black as a symbol of mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol of mourning, though. And if you're attending a funeral that is from a culture that is not your own, it's important to understand. Do I need to know this? Am I actually going to need to, like, pick this stuff later on? Some colors have different meanings, and despite your best intentions, the wrong choice could mean accidental offense. For example, in Hinduism and Chinese cultures, white is typically the color of funerals. Oh, Mayuna, you told me about this, actually. Isn't that the same thing for Vietnamese funerals? You wear white? For Islam, though, it's less about the color you are wearing and more about how modestly you're dressed. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh funerals, color of clothing isn't as important as dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit cross-legged. Actually, being respectful is just the #1 rule of the funeral, no matter what, really. Remember that. Please don't hesitate to ask what is and isn't appropriate to wear. If you're attending to support a friend, family member, or partner, this day is not about you. So be sure you do whatever you can to be as respectful and supportive as possible. Even if that means not wearing what you're used to wearing in a funeral. Or even if it just means asking how you can appropriately show respect. Huh. Okay. Yeah, white shirt and black pants. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Here are some instructions for your next ride. You did a remarkable job on the first one. The family was very happy. No small feat, of course. Pleasing a grieving family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Duval, an elderly man, died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter, Lizzie Duval, if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, don't hesitate to ask me any question. P.S. Charlie, dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much. Well, just a little. Ask Matthew. He knows. Oof. Okay, so what does embalming entail? Oh, she's all suited up like she's doing surgery. Ooh. Okay. Traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start by cleaning the body. Here come the resident drag it over to shave him. Okay, so I gotta shave him. In order to break rigor mortis, you'll have to massage the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. That's the stiffening of the body, right? The eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag an eye cap into each eye socket to give it shape. An eye cap. Cotton balls. What is that? Oh, you close their eyes and you put this under it so that it looks like their eyes are still there. To keep the eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Click and drag the glue onto each eye to shut it. Oh my god, yeah, that'd be pretty freaky if that opened up. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag a cotton ball into the mouth to give it shape. To keep the mouth from opening, you'll need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle. What? That's a thing? How do you keep that from being visible? Drag the location of the lotion over the body to moisturize it. This prevents the skin from drying out. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with preserving chemicals. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make an incision. Oh boy, this is going to be very in-depth, isn't it? You're going to need a tube for draining the blood. Click on the tube and drag it to the neck incision. Click on the cannula and drag it into the carotid artery. This is how you'll get the preserving chemicals into the bloodstream. What is the cannula? Is it this? Trocar? Cannula. Now you'll need to connect the embalming machine to the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and grab it to the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. This is the tubing, right? Where do I connect to? Oh, there it is. Yike. Yeah, yep. This is what I signed up for, I guess. Click the button on the embalming machine to turn it on. In order to evenly distribute the ion, you have to massage them through the body. You can drag over the... Yeah, because it doesn't have a heart pumping, so I guess you need to manually get stuff flowing. God, I didn't know that you had to massage them. It's just one of those things you don't even think about. You think that it'd be kind of a quick procedure, but this is practically a medical procedure, isn't it? Okay, and I'm almost out of fluid. So there's like a dedicated amount that you have to get into them. Now let's sew up that incision. Click and drag the needle and you thread over the incision to close it. You'll need to drain the organs of any remaining fluid. Click on the trocar, then click on to hold the anima until all the liquid has been drained. The trocar. This thing. Oh, it looks like a turkey baster. I think I'm supposed to hold it until it's gone, yeah. All done. Mike will take care of Duval's makeup as well as dressing and putting him in the coffin. It's time to attend the funeral. Ah, oof, creepy. Oh man, Ask a Mortician went through all the steps of how to close the eyes and mouth, and it's... I bet that's creepy. I guess I didn't think about that. I didn't think that eyes would deflate after you died. I thought this would be an interesting thing to play, because it's something that you don't really have to think about in real life until somebody close to you passes away, and then it's a very sad time to think about it. But, like, you also... I don't know. I play a lot of games where I'm killing a lot of people, and I feel like knowing this side of stuff kind of gives you a very big perspective on life and death that you don't really get in most real-world or even game scenarios. So I thought it was a very interesting idea for a game. It came out of nowhere. I mean, it always sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing and having fun, and then the next, poof, that person is gone. Just, like, gone. Yeah, it's weird to think about for too long. Like staring at the sun, I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it. It's so weird. Our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. Even makeup is actually pretty chemically. The ones that use on dead bodies isn't the same on live. Oh. Is that right? I guess... Why would it be different, though? I guess it would react differently to being on a dead person's body? I don't know. That's interesting. Would it be dangerous to put on a living person? It's not so strange seeing most of people wearing white. White? Yeah, I think it's different for every family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone into traditional funerals. So mostly white, but like definitely not red no matter what. Well, nobody here's wearing white. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch. He threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. He never got to take his grandkids to the park? Humming to himself. Oh, he's playing a DS. That's understandable. I've only been to one funeral. No, I've been to 2 funerals, but I was too young on the first one to really grasp the whole situation. But the second one was for a little cousin of mine who was born with a lot of problems, and he ended up passing away, I think when he was like 8. So that was a little bit more interesting. I got the full experience, and I actually had to help set up a lot of it because most of my family doesn't really understand English. But it was a very interesting thing. I didn't have to deal with any of this stuff. Thank God, because I was still pretty young at the time. I think I was like 15 or 16. And I wasn't super close to that cousin in particular because he couldn't talk or anything. He had a lot of issues from birth that basically made him a vegetable. So it was a weirdly detached experience for me. Today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just standard cremation. Doesn't hesitate to ask. Okay, so there's a lot of emails. LGBTQ funerals, respect. Oh. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering and transgender people about the misgendering that transgender people are at times subjected to during their funerals. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families and have had their hair cut or buried under the wrong names and subjected to the wrong pronouns in the obituary. God, that must suck. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care, and this is absolutely access to pronouns that respecting the deceased wishes as per their lived experiences. The CDC's Funeral Director's Handbook and Registration of Fetal Death Reporting offers the front directive. Enter male or female based on the observation. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body, or other sources, enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leaving it up to the observation obviously enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different. And because of ingrained bias, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect for After Death Act, which states that death certificate must reflect the deceased's gender, identity as they live, so a step in the right direction. People who are trans deserve the same respect as people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering and death takes away that respect and can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survive the deceased. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into our office. In America, especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage. But this doesn't mean you're not dealing with two people who loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receives the utmost respect in the burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. Been to one funeral? I've only been to one funeral. Oh, I hope it wasn't anybody too close to you. It was the wife of a neighbor couple. I've known them since I was a baby. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure that must have been rough. What was the experience like? I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. Amy, the director? A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. I'm starving, so I'm gonna go grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone, and swinging back to the home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm going to take the hearse through the drive-thru, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know. I'm heading out in 15 minutes. Paycheck coming late. Sorry. Why is my paycheck coming late? Did you use my paycheck for cheeseburgers? Wait, is that this one? What is this embarrassing thing at the bottom? This is embarrassing, but it seems that I must carry some more income and don't have enough to pay you this week. Oh, this was a direct answer to this message. Don't have enough money. I really need to check. Could I see if this is... Oh, yeah, this is forwarded. Okay, so I need to check the titles more. This is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of the income and I don't have enough to pay you this week. Next... Would it be terrible if I cut your check for the next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing, and I can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you won't happen again. Take. Oh, okay. That's fine. I don't mind. Do I need to answer? No, I don't need to answer. Yeah, it was a heart attack, very sudden. She was a nurse herself, and now he has heart issues too, just like my dad, and I worry for both. The experience was weird, very sad and awkward. A lot of people I didn't know, I want to say. I was like 16, 17, the pan dulce. And coffee was bomb, and it felt weird over eating at a somber event. Man, that... I completely understand. Like, that's probably a really big source for health anxiety for a lot of people, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't think overeating at that kind of event is bad either, because I feel like, well, I mean, I don't know. It probably depends on the people there too, in general. But I think if I was having a funeral for myself, I'd want the people there to be happy, and if there's food there, then it's there for you to enjoy, and because of course everybody's gonna be sad, but there's no reason that you can't also celebrate the person and the life they lived. So we ate a ton at my grandma's funeral. Yeah, you had like feasts for her, didn't you? Didn't you have like multiple feasts because of the way that Vietnamese weddings work? Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know you hate when I try to give you advice, dating advice, but hear me out. There's this date site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody since the breakup in 2014. What year is this? I can't see it here. You never speak about this again. But you're always saying how tired you are, people being scared to ask about your day, or so maybe meeting somebody in the industry isn't the worst idea. Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to be sure seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with a pale skin and witchy gothy aesthetic. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy gothy aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing. Mom rant over. I'm going to try and make it out, because it turns out that people get super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? Charlie, I didn't know that we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having the best friend who is as much of a weirdo as I am. Miss you. Let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet, though. Huh. I wonder if that's an actual thing. I guess it would be. I know that there's a dating site for people that have herpes. And one of my coworkers told me that she was on it, which was interesting. Like, we snacked and shit. Oh. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad, like, disrespectful thing in most cases, unless, like, they tell you specifically not to. But if there's food there, like, sure, why not? I think for the two, I didn't eat we didn't have any food at my cousin's funeral. And the other funeral was for my grandmother, who I never met, but that was actually the first time I went back to Honduras when she died, because my mom wanted to attend her funeral. And we had a lot of food there. We made a fucking feast for her, and had it with the family while we were there. And we didn't have an open casket or any of those, so I never even got to, like, see her. But that one was rough, because it affected my mom very deeply, and I think I was 9 or 10. So I didn't really know what to do about it, and I just kind of sat there kind of useless the whole time. But there's really not much you can do, I guess, in that situation. We did end up sleeping in my grandma's room while we were there, which freaked me the fuck out, but my mom seemed to get some solace from it, so... Because I think she used to sleep with my grandma when they still lived there. So I just kind of dealt with some sleepless nights. Passing on this lovely thank you note, Amy Rose. Oh, thank you for a wonderful evening. You and your step together for the funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Thank you. Okay, today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. There's a lot of reading in this, but I think the reading is kind of an important part of the game. Please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. Okay, I'm on it. Oh, so we're cremating her. Got some hot coffee on the desk. I'm ready. Before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we need to prepare her body. Mrs. Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process as not to damage them. Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. Click and drag the necklace and place it in the purple tray. We'll place the necklace in the urn with Mrs. Halsman's later. Oh, okay. We need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag and place it in the coffin. Is this a metal tag? Wait, Mrs. Hall's had to be cremated now. Oh, we cremate the burn? The clothes? Cremating was very sad. We watched the cremation process from my grandma, and there was a huge window where it literally watches the slid her coffin into the machine and turned it on. Wow, I didn't know they let you watch that. That's interesting. Let me get the urn. Are those her bones? This is the cremulator. Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragment. I didn't know that. Using the cremulator will break these bone fragments down to ash like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in the cremulator. Click and drag the bone fragments and drop them at the top of the cremulator. So it's like a grinder? Yeah, I didn't either until asking Mortician. Yeah, in our culture we needed to cremate at a very specific time, so we had to like count down. What? Oh, that's interesting. You had to like crush the bones and shit. Man, I was of the, oh my god. I was of the mind that it all just kind of fell apart in the place, in the thing. And then throw the gold necklace in. Now that all the bones have been processed, click and drag the urn back to the counter. Make sure to put Mrs. Hall's necklace back in the urn. Click on the necklace and drag it. And drag it to the urn. Or just to the urn. Don't forget the tag. Click on the round identification and drag it to the urn. Last step. Click on the urn's lid and drag it to the top of the urn. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. So, do you get to pick what funeral home you go to? Does your family get to pick? I guess they do, right? I kind of thought that was just a thing that was done once you were pronounced dead. Like, I figured if somebody dies, you're probably gonna have to call the cops no matter what and tell them, and then they'd, like, send the body off somewhere. And then you'd have to go there. Like, Christopher, yeah, you can pick and choose. We went to a Vietnamese one. Okay. This is nice in a weird way. She liked that we were all here talking, always tried to keep the family together. The food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. Yeah, I mean, just fucking enjoy the food. If it's here, why not, right? I'm glad she was cremated and not in like an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. She would have hated this music. I never wanted her funeral to be so sad. She wanted her smiling. She said so. I mean, I kind of am inclined to be the same way. Like, at my funeral, I'd want people to be happy, but I also feel like that's probably impossible. If you're attending a funeral for somebody, then you probably cared enough about them that you're not happy about their passing. And it's complex, I'm sure. God, this is a lot. You've lived your life in a mindful environment, doing your part to reduce pollution, generally help out where you can, so why not continue doing that even in death? At least that's what people are turning to green natural burials. Oh, I love the idea of green natural burials. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly it's that bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also cheaper. At a Union Cemetery in Ontario, a natural burial is just over $1,000. That's still so expensive. Yeah, but honestly, these letters are the game. Yeah. You can take your time reading that. Yeah, this is definitely where the game is, for sure. Union in the cemetery, natural burial is just over $1,000, so better for the people, the environment, just maybe not so good for the big business. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all. Oh, does this hurt the burial places? But really, why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing the bodies, and restore... Is the embalming stuff bad for the people preparing the bodies? Like after doing it for years? Restore preserve natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Oh. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect funeral directors while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after you're gone. We're here at Funeral Monthly. Think green berries are pretty cool. What do you think? Reply and let us know. Wow, so it does affect your health working here. Charlie, I've been playing a new game. When things are slow at work, it's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really, really difficult. I never understood how to play Minesweeper. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at the hotel for 3 years, but I have gotten rusty. Anyways, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't disturb the adorable ghost. The main character also kind of looks like you. Who also looks like Ask a Mortician. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the restaurant we go to when one of us is in town next. Cool. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with grief counselor or other professionals who can really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. That's for sure. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today, not my usual self. Oh, are you okay? You doing okay? Not my usual self, and it would be good for you to start building these kind of relationships on your own. You're a treasure, Charlie. Hi, Amy. I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles, I should reach out. And you would know somebody I could talk to about all this stuff. I don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother had lived a full, good life and was very happy. And that she's not in any pain now. But I still feel empty. Amy, I never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone I can talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough with work and the will and trying to just be the best mom she can. I just need somebody to tell me that it'll be okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience. Oh, you're not an inconvenience. Ariana Reyes. Wait, what are all these forwards? With a heavy heart. Hold on. Hi, Auto. Okay, I'll take care of it, but that'll start the next thing. I don't want to do that. See the note below about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. You asked if there were any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Mariana Ray. Okay, that's the next family, I guess. I'd like to see you. Thank you. No. Margaret Hall. Sorry, trying to grip the euro to come out a request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service, and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again for the bottom of my heart, Margaret. So this is for the last one. Hi, all. Exposure to anything like that is pretty bad long term. I'm not too sure though. Fuck, I love green berries. Green berries are fucking fantastic. I do think I'd want that treatment where they turn you into either a reef. The ones that mix your ashes into like cement and turn you into a reef that they put into the ocean, or one of the tree burials. Either one of those, I think, is the coolest fucking ways to go out. Just make my death useful, goddammit. Yeah, the reef or a tree, yeah, for sure. It is with a heavy heart that I write to let you all know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I just got this job! I had no idea how to start this email, and resources like Google told me that would be the best way and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct and be remorseful, Google said. I'm glad Google said that. The truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly. Oh, this was your daughter's shop? Alright, to anyone who chose to use the services, it was a memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways. And you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition, but it's getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations than we are. I can't believe there's corporations in this. In this business that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought or sold, either way soon. Hillside Heritage and President Company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Home for tax purposes. Though honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. They have a good reputation. I have agreed to keep you all on. That was on my stipulations. I would sell as long as you all weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but admittedly I didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. Aw, she seems so nice. Yes, bitch, when I die you're gonna have to throw my ashes off the highest point on Earth. Damn, you're so needy. That's so much effort. God, stop being so needy. Does that mean Mount Everest? Because I'm not dying just to get you up there. You know how many people have died up there? I saw an article recently that there's just fucking frozen mounds all over Everest, and those are all people that fucking died up there. And he's gonna have to do it with his son. With his son? How do you know I'm gonna have a son? I'm Kennesaw Mountain. Penguin, here it is. How would he know? He's in an urn. He doesn't see anything. Here you go, Penguin, the highest point in Georgia. That should be good enough. Yeah, I was fascinated. Yeah, were you the one who sent me that thing? Well, being hunted down by Nordic gods. Oh, okay. Thor actively trying to not let you be thrown off the highest point. Not even the highest in Georgia. Fine, Stone Mountain, whatever. I don't know what the highest point in Georgia is. This one's pretty fucking high. It looks high. I was talking about it. Oh, that's where... Okay, so I did get it from you, I think. Man, that was fucking crazy. And then apparently, like, you can still find people perfectly preserved up there because it's so fucking cold. Just frozen, sitting in place the way they died. I think the freakiest part was that whole section about how, like, people climbing the mountain know where people have died, and they'll be like, oh, there's fucking Jerry. I know that we're, like, this many hours away from the top now because that's where Jerry died. And then the one section about how, like, some of the bodies just disappeared one time, so a bunch of famous bodies just aren't there anymore where they originally were. And somebody thinks that they just got thrown into a ditch or something so that people weren't looking at them all the time. God, that shit was crazy. You asked if there were any special instructions. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is the next job. So you have a pacemaker. Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him. Yeah. Give me just a quick second to do something real quick. Sorry, I'm answering a text really quickly. Nothing important. Okay. Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. Alright, Mr. Reyes is a pacemaker, we'll need to remove that before cremation. Because pacemakers are batteries, they will explode inside the hot heat of the cremation, and we definitely don't want that. Let's remove his pacemaker. Click and drag the scalpel over the heart. Okay. There we go. You can see the pacemaker. Click on the forceps to drag it out. Oof. Put the forceps away. Tag in the coffin. Just in the coffin? Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, because you're being cremated. You're not being embalmed. Okay, and now we push the button. And then we go over here to the... What was it called? The percolator? The cremulator. Oh, place the urn in the air. You need to catch them with something. So are the bones just brittle and then this shakes them up? Kind of doesn't look like a... Or I guess it could be like one of those grinder things. That's probably more than what it is. And put the urn back on the container. Over here. And put this inside. And put this on top. Yeah, it literally grinds the bones. Okay, okay. You're part alongside the cremated flowers. Time for the funeral. I wish that they, like all the stuff we were hearing about the trans, things you need to do for trans people and transgender people, and like for different faiths and stuff. I wish that was put into the game so that you had to actually keep track of it. Like, oh, well, there's these people now. You need to actually care about that stuff and choose your garments and make sure that you do the paperwork right or something. That would have been a nice little addition. Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father? No, we talked for a few times, but nah, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's just it. Stubborn. What do you want to do after this? It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere. Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, I did ever tell you that the time we tailgated? Tell you about the time we tailgated? Who are you? I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. Aw. That's rough. Is that a Bible? I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. Is that the wife? She looks older. Man, could you imagine? The wife having to think about that after his passing? February. Thought I'd pass this along, Emmy Rose Hunter. I just wanted to thank you for your service the other month, and I apologize if it was abrupt. It was kind of a shock for me. I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. Hasn't been easy. Okay, you're the one who told me to get the pacemaker out. I talked about trans rights when they die. Oh, did she? Did she say the same stuff that this article said? Welcome back. Now, we rarely do listicles here, but there is one we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver one's advice, what not to say at a funeral. We know figuring out the right thing to say to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since that's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people, but unfortunately, we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on that, on what not to say to someone who is grieving. Here it is, top time thing. At least they're no longer suffering. Even if it's true, nobody wants to hear this. It's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told that death of somebody they love is for the best? Like I said, it's true. Just don't be a jerk and just don't say it. That's interesting. I felt like that was kind of, you know, I mean, it's almost like the cheesy thing to say because it's the thing everybody says. I didn't really think that it was something that could hurt somebody to say though. Were they saved? No religious statements. Just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views. Not only is it not always comforting, it can also be insulting. Yeah, no, that's pretty obvious, I feel like. There with the angels now. See above's notes, then rinse and repeat. Yep. Let me know how I can help. This one is tricky. You want to help, but those in mourning won't always ask for help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I'm free if you need someone to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them, take them to their favorite restaurant, or buy tickets to see a movie together. I know how you feel. Even if you think you do, everyone grieves differently. Don't focus on this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they won't ask first. For a quicker version of this list that can be applied to any situation, don't say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Just say, I'm sorry if you don't know what else to say. Okay, that makes sense. That's really nice, the whole taking them out too, or doing stuff for them if they need to, other than just saying that you're sad. Jen Love, you hate mushrooms so much. I found the perfect thing for you. I've been thinking about death and I know, shocker, look at what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. What? No, it's not called that, but I can remember the name of it, and I'm writing it on my phone, so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyways, it's the idea that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made with what people call a biomix, mushrooms and other microorganisms that help decompose the body, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrients for the soil or for plants. I think this one company even offers casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? What is Hannibal? I know that's like a show, and he's a cannibal, because that's like the very obvious thing, right? But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovation happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, you know? Love you. Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry. They can do that? But seriously, I'm probably going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead, am I right? That's pretty cool. I hadn't heard of that aspect of a green burial. So long I just wanted to... Okay, that's the same one. So what about this? I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront the situation yet. Anyways, they're never easy. Rosendaughters has been asked to prepare the body for a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney, or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will, or his advance directive regarding these wishes, so his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with this body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as his family wishes. Wow, that sucks. Just in general, the whole situation sucks, but the fact that he doesn't even get what he wanted afterwards. Matthew was graciously offered to take this on if you're uncomfortable with the subject, and instead we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral we're hosting later in the afternoon. I mean, it doesn't really affect me. I'm fine with it. I was wondering if they were going to get into this. Because, I mean, that's definitely something that a funeral has to deal with eventually. Okay, let me see. Open casket funeral, let's start by cleaning the body. Man, they're making it an open casket funeral too. I feel like this guy didn't want to be seen at all, and now they're making him completely seen. Shave the body. Rigor mortis, massage the body. This one's very intense. Move the eyes shut. And put cotton balls in his mouth. Okay, sew the mouth shut. I guess you have to sew like right inside of his lips, right? So that they don't see the strings. More strings. Good incision at the neck. Paste tubing in the incision for draining. Match this. Attach the cannula to the tubing? What's a cannula? This thing? Yeah, cannula. There we go. So that's there. Yeah, it's like there are needles that help sew the inside of the mouth so it isn't seen. Huh. I guess these weird curved ones. I wonder how they work. But also, I don't think I could ever see one work. Massage the body to get out the fluids. All done. Mike will take care of the dressing and makeup, put him in a casket. Wonder what the family will say about this guy. Quiet sobs. Yeah. Oh, you're the same model of the lady that was over here, so you're pretty young. It might not have been the wife. I wish we were closer. Wow, I still can't believe this is real. My baby brother. I should have played more games with him when he asked. Oh, man, that sucks. I heard it wasn't going to be an open casket. I'm surprised it's public. Usually funerals for these circumstances are more private. I still can't believe he did it. I feel like I should have known, you know, been able to do something to stop it. There's no way to know. You can't blame yourself. You wouldn't have wanted that. I know. It hurts. Yeah, I know. I wonder if that formaldehyde is bad for the environment. I guess it would be, right? It's just fucking chemicals in the ground. We are pleased to bring on Rose Daughters as part of Hillside Heritage Enterprises. They will be another institution amongst hundreds of other properties owned by across the country. But of course, as part of the adjustment process to Hillside Heritage culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters. We will send out the memo regarding specific details in these changes and expect them to be followed impeccably. Glad to be leading the way for Rose and Daughters from now on. Can I just say, first off, this is bullcrap? I know that these corporations run... Oh, wait, is this... No, I don't know. Would I be surprised we were monitoring our emails now? No, okay, I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight the huge corporation taking all your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. And they just swooped in, and now we have to deal with all their BS practices. They're colder than the corpse I picked up from the morgue this morning, who charges this much for funerals. It feels dirty and exploitive. Oh, God. Let's grab a drink after work. I need to blow off some steam, and emails aren't really the most appropriate place to do. That I think is one of the most BS things, how expensive funerals are. That's why whatever option is cheapest in my situation, that's what I want my family to go with. If you're reading this, Hillside Overlord, good. Wait on that one. Funeral rites, even in our own culture, may be something many of us will be unfamiliar with. For many people, all they know for funeral traditions are what they've seen in media, and I think this goes without saying. Funeral rites or traditions aren't the same across the board. Different cultures have different protocols for greeting the body, different aspects of services for itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with death, and this goal is always the same, so offering support, guidance, and aids to people who are grieving. Yeah, exactly. I don't want a lot of shit. I'm gone anyway. Like, yeah, literally, don't fucking go spending shit for me. Like, just, I don't know, get a pizza for the people that are there, and then get the fuck out. Dump me in whatever ditch you can. Just cremate me, honestly. That seems like it should be the cheapest option. And if it's not the cheapest option, just put me wherever the fuck. How much does it actually cost? Thousands. It does cost thousands. Even just a casket can cost thousands. And then you have to pay for the person that's fixing the bodies up. And I also didn't know you were watching this, gal. But I don't think there's anything bad here. I think this is all really important life stuff anyway. But yeah, no, you could go into debt for a funeral. Like, it's a very expensive thing. I think I once saw that on average, funerals can be like $6K. Yeah, a cheap casket for my grandma was almost $1K. Did you know that Amazon sells caskets for around $500? You can Amazon a casket for yourself? That's fucking ridiculous. But also, that's like one of the cheaper options for a casket too. So, you know, if you're the one buying my casket, go to Amazon. Or find a really big, or find somebody that just bought a fridge and then take the box. Good enough. Don't need anything else. In Judaism, interment usually begins immediately after somebody has passed. Up until burial, the body is never supposed to be alone, so often families will appoint a shomer, a guardian, to remain with the body. Really? Preparations for burial begin as soon as possible in Muslim tradition as well. Local Islamic community organizations are also often involved. Help the family make arrangements for the funeral and service burial. Yeah, that's insanely expensive. It's very fucking expensive. And it's very sad because that On top of having to deal with the actual death, families usually have to deal with the financial aspect of it too, and it's not the best mix. But not all practices are strictly religiously focused. In the aughts in the South Korea, the amount of graves just began to shrink drastically, causing law to be passed that it required families to remove a loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Many families began to cremate more often, but there are also companies that compress remains into beads in turquoise, pink, or black called death beads. That's really fucking cool. What? So you can make like a necklace out of your loved one? I don't know if I like that more than a green burial, but that's cool. This also occurs in North America, Europe, and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issue and graveyards and expensive. Can you imagine? They fucking just come in. Yeah, it's been 60 years. They've been in the ground too long. Now it's somebody else's turn. Those are sick. I love the idea, but I also wouldn't do it either because yeah, green is better. Yeah, I feel like green is just better. Unless I guess, you know, it's just very expensive. I guess maybe not. I don't know. Maybe for one of my dogs, I would do that for one of my dogs. That'd be really cool. Yeah, for a pet. None all practices are somber either. Ever hear of the turning of the bones? Or Famadihana, a ritual by Malagasy people from Madagascar. Famadihana has families return to an ancestral crypt, exhume the body's erupting cloth before dancing with the bodies to lively music. The practice is a celebration and remembrance of the way keeping deceased involved in family news. They don't like actually dance with the body, right? They like. Okay, I don't know. I'm imagining somebody pulling a body out and then like, you know. Okay, cancel. Hold up a second. Sorry, I ordered some food for me and my brother. I got a message just from Burger King that said it was being delivered. And now it says, hi, info, your order from Ukani has been cancelled. I'm like, what the fuck is Ukani? Excuse me? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Ukani is. It's not the driver, right? Give me a quick second to see what's going on here. Oh. Well, my order was canceled, apparently. Did they still take my money? Okay, I don't know what that's about. I wonder if they closed. What time is it? It's almost 11. I think they closed halfway now, right? Whatever. You know what? I'll find something for us to eat once I'm done with this, if I need it. Might have been too late at night. It said that the food was on the way, though, which is the weird part. God, if you're here, maybe check the door in case they left it and they just said canceled instead, but I don't think so. That's weird. I'll find us something to eat after I finish. I don't think this game is super long anyway. And not all practices are somber either. Ever hear of the turning of the bones or from Medihana, a ritual by Malagasy people? Oh, yeah. That can be difficult for many people. Obviously, that doesn't mean that there's beauty in the ways to choose honor and celebrate our deceased. Attendance. Can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work to do. I have an Inigo hernia from 1750. It's the oldest in our collection. How do you have a hernia? I thought a hernia was a hole in an organ. And you can even see this bit of paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. What? It's super cool. I'll send you the link when I have a catalog. What is my life? What is the sentence I just typed? But anyway, this event that I'm forwarding you is taking place near you. Figured you'd be into it. Might help with the feeling of restlessness you were talking about it before. Could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death positive people there. Sounds like it'll be a safe place. The Death Cafe. Come increase awareness of death with a view of helping people make the most of their finite lives. Join us, have tea and cake, and talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. The founder of Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, said, people talk about death and dying. It tends to illustrate their humanity. Interesting. So is my girl having some issues? Nope, there's nothing there. Nah, that sucks. Yeah, I don't know. It might have been too late, but it's weird because it said that it was on the way. Now it says, I don't know why it says Ukani. I need to check if they took my money. Check your status here. Let me see, actually, there's a link here. Yeah, I don't know. So hopefully I get my money back. At least it wasn't a big order. It was just $10. You should really look into stuff. I think you'd find it super interesting. I think so. And I also... I need to, like, not look at it if she has videos. Because I know you said that she had videos for a lot of her stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if I want any of that. But I don't know. I might need to. Because this is all really interesting. Death stuff. Matthew using it. You can just say bullcrap. I read this one, right? The corporation stuff. He was already... Yeah, okay. So, over here. Below are the details of our next round. Ensure that you follow the request. Oh, it's Chad now. It's not Amy. After you're done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month. Thank you, Mr. Grant, for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was, well, it was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. A bike accident? Like a motorbike, probably. I wanted to see. Oh, is she messed up? I don't think I could bear seeing her like that. Oh my god, what is this gonna look like? Okay, she looks fine. Jesus, I thought she was gonna be all broken up. She breaks it down into mostly explanation. She doesn't do anything super bad because she would get in trouble with YouTube for it. Right, that makes sense. This is body for cremation. Yeah, maybe we can watch them tomorrow when we meet up. Place around identification tech in here. Okay, there's not really much to the cremation ones. She got that hot coffee, though. And actually, I did kind of want to check exactly how long this one was. Pretty sure it had the time here. I saw it was like around an hour. Takes about 1 hour to play. It's short but deeply. Okay, yeah. So I don't think we have that much left. But yeah, that would make a lot of sense too, that it would be not great if she had too much detail in it. Up here. Oh, don't fucking grind up the thing. Oh, that's such a pretty urn. I think the other ones are kind of basic looking. There you go. Set the flowers, get going. I wonder if they provide the food too. Should we do a video at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. Okay, so she was riding a motorcycle and a car hit her. I'm glad I'm here, but wow, I just need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. I had to go through all of her things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No thanks, but no, I don't know. It's so intimate. It feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Yeah. She was kind of a closed book, except to you. Yeah. She was so special. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. She was always so careful. Wore her helmet, signaled to use the bike lanes. Asshole drivers need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happening to the driver? No, I haven't. Wanted to ask Leia. This has been hard enough on them without asking about the legal ramifications of all this. Yeah, after all this, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. I wonder if I imagine the drivers have to pay some of the funeral costs or something at least, right? I'd hope they would. Charlie need a beer to drink after work. As stated in the previous email, here are the new rules of conduct and heritage. Okay, first and foremost, there is a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Second, most importantly to this is that no tattoos are to be visible. If you have visible tattoos, ensure they are properly covered and hidden. When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell. Always encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase the higher quality. Oh my God. find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and sound of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. Oh, yeah, sure. Additionally, food is no longer allowed to be brought in. Instead, encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase our premium sandwich and appetizer food package. Our partnered catering concept provides high-quality food that will be delivered weekly from the factory and can easily be defrosted the morning. Frozen sandwiches? I expect all of the above changes to be instituted effectively immediately and ensure the smooth transition to high-quality services Hillside Heritage is not. God, that's disgusting. What the fuck? Also, I really want mozzarella sticks. I can be both hungry and angry, and no, I will not say hangry ever. Okay. I have reviewed your request on behalf of our potential family, inquiring if we at Hillside Heritage... Oh, okay, well, this leads from this one. Hold on a second. The appeal of home funerals is apparent for many, especially if the deceased was somebody very close to you. The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried and cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass out their loved ones to a funeral home. Most Americans aren't given the option and assume that this is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to make them appear more alive, but isn't this process counterintuitive to the grieving process? Wait, so can you deal with this yourself? Can you, like, bury them yourself without a funeral home? Is that legal? Because I thought you had to. Being around the deceased allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with their loved one's body, which can help them mourn and give the opportunities for family members and friends to see the deceased one last time, or taken to be buried and cremated. The idea of keeping the deceased body at home might sound gross, but it's important to understand that decomposition takes a long time, and you can further solve the process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around our loved ones and see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. Oh, man. I wonder how long it would take, though, if you just kept like a cool home. Home funerals aren't just more intimate, but they're more economical. A traditional funeral home, complete with body preparation service. Oh, here's the pricing. Flower cards and many other hidden costs and fees can cost upwards of $7,000 to $10,000. When you're able to take care of your loved ones yourself and wash and dress them and organize a viewing home, the only cost remaining is entirely in the cremation and burial itself. However, it's important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in. In all states, it's legal to have your loved one's body at home after they die. In all states, it is legal to have them at home. States like Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require funeral directors' involvement, from signing the death certificate to overseeing the burial or cremation. If this is the route you decide to go for your loved ones, make sure you follow everything by the book, but just know that this may be an option available to you and your loved ones if so chosen. Going into your living room and having your dead grandmother laying there like not. Yeah, I don't know if I'd like that. I would not like that at all. I mean, I'd imagine you'd keep her in her room, in her bed. Not, you know, just lay her on the floor in the living room or sit her on the couch or something. Ugh. But that is an interesting one. I just saw a video of a gorilla walking on its hind legs like a human being, Charlie, a human being. We as a species have seen the beginning of our end. I think gorillas can do that normally. You've never seen a gorilla like pounding on its chest and running at somebody? They do that. They have... What? That's weird. Get out of here, Jen. I'm proud to announce that Hillside Heritage has received a contract with the city to dispose of unclaimed bodies. This is an important revenue stream for us, and I'm sure I don't need to explain to you, Charlotte. Charlotte? Am I Charlotte? You call me Charlotte? And my name is Charlie. You got my name wrong? Or is that my legal name? What's happening? Although Hillside Heritage is being paid a decent wage for the city of these services, commission is preferred here, as it is more cost-effective and efficient of the two options. Services. Oh, so they're paying us a flat fee, letting us decide, and you're asking me to just cremate them. The first unclaimed body we'll have handling belongs to a middle-aged man, possibly homeless, whose body was yet to be claimed. No special preparations are needed for this cadaver aside from cremation. Take care of it. I reviewed your request on behalf of a potential family inquiring if we at Hillside Heritage can and will perform green burials. I should have informed you this from the beginning, but we do not perform green funerals as they are not cost effective. Oh, of course. All employees and subsidiaries of Hillside Heritage and Incorporated must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers, though, so do try your hardest to convince the families requesting green burials to instead choose a traditional burial package, complete with embalming, caskets, and vaults. What's a vault? Instead, like a vault in the grave, like those buildings. You guys do that? Especially to ensure we do not lose any customers, Charlotte. Oh, Chad. I will fucking get rid of all the customers. Out of all the animals to see, do that, you pick gorillas. Animals to see, do that, you pick gorillas. What? Yeah, they do that normally. What? I mean, I thought it was weird. I feel like that's a pretty obvious thing that gorillas can do, walk on 2 legs. I don't know. Let's see, to do that, you pick gorillas. I don't know, man. Before we create the gentleman, we need to prepare his body. He doesn't seem to have any values on him that would be damaged to the Koreans, so let's just worry about putting him in a pick. Okay, so just put this in here. And I was like, shouldn't we shave him? He's being cremated. He doesn't need to be shaved. Gentleman is on set to be cremated now. So, I guess there's no funeral after this, right? Or do they have a funeral? Is it like a state funeral? All primates walk on 2 legs from time to time. Right, right. Well, I mean, I didn't say that. It was the girl. But I just know specifically gorillas do. Place the urn in the cremulator. And then bring the cremulator over here. Put that over here. And put that up here. Yeah, I know. Oh, okay, I got you. I was a little confused with the first thing you said. So I was like, oh, are you telling me? Because I know. Trust me, I know. That was weird, though. Matthew will take the turn of the or funeral. Wait, so there is a funeral? Were there actually people here? I thought the body was... Oh, you set him up here just out of respect, I guess? I mean, that's nice. Yeah, I was wondering about that, because I'm like, I guess you don't really need to do that, but it's nice that you do. You're not supposed to be showing your tattoos, because we're a corporation now. Motherfucker. Oh, it says, hello, our third announced that Hillside Heritage subsidiaries Rose Daughters just signed a contract with Morning Valley Hospital, allowing us to access all of the cadavers that have come through their pediatric and maternity wards. We're excited for the opportunity to work with Morning Valley Hospital, which intakes over 100,000 patients and receives over $15 million in funding and donations annually. This will no doubt be a boon for Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporated's bright and sustained future. Dude, I don't fucking care about your wallet. Get the fuck out of here. We can all call it a few different things. The flame is cremation, a bit of an oxymoron, but we'll let it slide. Or perhaps more commonly, resomation. It's a technical name, though actually alkaline hydrolysis. Whatever you want to call it here, it's an environmentally friendly alternative to traditional cremation, but for the sake of this news, let's call it water cremation. We all know that traditional cremation and burials take a huge toll on the environment, the high energy consumption that adds to the greenhouse gas being effect. Yeah, I guess because you're burning them, right? Chief amongst them, water cremation is an alternative method for eco-conscious amongst... How does it work? It's basically a water-based chemical process that uses really strong alkali in water heated up very high. Well, if you're heating it up very high, you're still using fossil fuels, right? It basically works like a sped-up version of natural decomposition. The excessive water gets put through the same water treatment process as any sewage water at a factory. And alkaline hydrolysis uses significantly less energy than traditional cremation processes. Oh, anyhow, it's been around for a bit, and some places became legal around the end of the first decade of the aughts. What are the aughts? Not a bad alternative for those who don't want their death to have any greater impact on the environment than necessary. That's interesting. I wonder how long it takes. Oh boy, what the fuck, Jen? Dating a special effects makeup artist, and she is like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She totally lives off his possessions and equally freaked out about the possession scenes, but so utterly delighted at the idea of a support group for people who have been possessed. That was your best recommendation in a while, Charlie. You were slipping there. I was getting worried that you had lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive and isn't freaked out about my work, and also isn't too into it like that last dude I saw. Jason? Michael? God, I can't remember. He was too into it. I just really like spending time around her. I can talk about whatever I want, and I never have a concert. It's never a conversation stopper. She also totally gets what I mean when I say that, like, working with death and spending so much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything else feel so much more worth it, you know? Memento Mori or whatever that they taught us in that one poetry class we took just clicked. Feels good, fun, and affirming, like dating should be. I'm thinking of taking her to Maple Meadows. She's super into roller coasters, and I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't know, don't want to throw up on the rides, is sickeningly cute. Then maybe I'll kiss her on top of the Ferris wheel and be super corny and cliche for once in my life. Anywho, enough about me. I'm still kind of shocked from your last emo. Do you think you're going to do it? you know, you have my support no matter what. What am I trying to do? What is she doing? Is she leaving? I feel like she'd be wanting to leave this place. I kissed her. Okay, that was the same one. Charlie, it's official. I put in my 2 weeks notice. You know how unhappy I am with working for Mega Corporation 101. My skills, especially my driving ones, are useful in other professions. I'm not worried about myself. But you I'm worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You actually care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you, okay? Matthew J. Aw. Matthew was cool. So announced, yeah, that thing. I see you were not able to convince the Dimka family to take a standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order to not lose the sale. Please read the enclosed emails for lessons on how to properly upsell potential customers. I don't want to see that we've lost any customers because of your refusal to upsell. That is part of your job. Jeez. Okay, we'll take the traditional funeral package. Thank you for considering us in this hard time. I understand your desire. Wait, let me see. The first email. Regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral ourselves and keep my wife there until she's ready to be buried. I just want to make sure that she's taken care of, and her heart attack was so sudden I don't know what to do. We just want to make sure that she's has a proper send-off. My god, this guy, bro, ill, right? Fucking disgusting. I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you, the best way to honor your wife is through a traditional funeral package. Instead, I promise your wife's funeral with us will be a beautiful, intimate gathering where all your beloved friends and family can come together and say their goodbyes. A standard embalming will allow for everyone to view your wife, ensuring that everyone can see her one final time as she was, beautiful, peaceful, and courageous. Letting us take care of the food with our prepared food service will ensure you don't have to have a single thing to worry about on this day. You and your daughters are going through a hard time now. God, he's just taking advantage of these people. My god. Yeah, he's so fucking Chad. My god. That was absolutely disgusting. I hate this. I'm sure Charlie wants to leave. Ask for an open casket funeral, cleaning the body. God, I bet this shit actually happens too. I didn't know that there were corporations that dealt with this kind of stuff. I guess it has to. There have to be, because everybody monetizes everything in this goddamn country. I didn't realize that red thing was the eye. Why are there like spikes on these? I don't get that. Put the cotton balls in her mouth. The squelching sounds it makes while I'm trying to put that freaking tube on. So I guess this fluid pushes out the blood. God, I feel like this process is probably so much harder than the game makes it out to be. And it makes it out to be really hard, having to rub her and massage her to get all the blood all the way through her. But liquid is so fucking hard to deal with in any scenario. It must be impossible to get into like every nook and cranny of the body. Okay, get this stuff out. I haven't finished that other one. There we go. Dressing and putting her in a casket. I'm sorry, why do these things always make me so hungry? You're always hungry. God, and we're giving them frozen ass food too. It's so cold in here. I think they have the air conditioning on too high. Yeah, let's go for a walk later. It's really nice out. It would be good to stretch out my legs. Do you think we did the right thing? I feel bad not doing that, what my mom asked for. I know, honey, but what that Chad guy said seems right. We don't want to dishonor her memory by letting her rot. Yeah, I want mom to know I loved her. Wish I hadn't yelled at her before. Aw. Shh, it's okay. She knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah, I'm going to miss her. Me too. This feels so impersonal. She would have hated this. Yeah, but I don't know. They must have had their reasons. Oh, hey, what do you think about that trailer I sent you? Oh yeah, I heard this show is good. I saw that video of the one kid actor doing karaoke. God, that fucking sucks. And then you give the family doubts that you did the wrong thing for the family member. Not because a stupid-ass corporation wants more money out of these poor people. What is this? Is this your house? Yeah, Charlie. I want to read these in order. See. Today's the day already, isn't it? I can't believe how quickly it has come up. Thank you for your understanding and for your work. You've made today easier already. See you at 1 p.m. See you soon. What is this? Understanding and for your work. Charlie, I'm so happy for you. I know it's been a rough year for you. Seriously, I think our wine intake saw a bazillion% increase, but you've stuck through it all like a champ. You deserve this. Finally, being your own boss is a great move for you. No more having to explain anything you don't want to. I'm trying to not be cheesy right now. Can't wait to be home next week for our resident check. Oh, she opened up her own burial services place. Have you heard about these green burial pods? When I find the link in... Oh yeah, those are the tree pods. Where they cremate you, put you in a tree pod, and then the tree grows out of it. And when I find the link in 1 million open times, I'll shoot it over to you. When I first became a hearse driver, I was told that my most important job wasn't steering, it was sympathizing. I respectfully disagree. And thankfully, I concentrated on my driving skills since I'm now working as a, wait for it, bus driver, a school bus driver. Charlie, can you believe it? Pretty sure if I said the most important part of my job now wasn't steering, I'd be fired immediately. I didn't know how else to tell you. For some reason, I'm worried you'd think less of me. But I don't know why. You've never been the judgmental kind. And besides, corpses are way easier to deal with than children. Screaming children, I might add. I actually love it. These kids can be pretty cute. But don't tell Amy that I told you that. She was always harping on me for not having any kids and for being cynical about them. Congrats on your new business, Charlie. I'm proud of you. I'll swing by your new place one day and show you my new wheels. Maybe we can grab a bite to eat. Be seeing you, Matthew J. Aw, I'm glad Matthew got a good job. I would never want to fucking deal with kids, but I hear that being a bus driver pays really well, actually. Charlie, dear, I'm so proud of you. I knew there was something special in you when I hired you for Rose and Daughters. If there's anything I can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm always happy to help. Best wishes, Amy Rose. I sorely miss you and Matthew's terrible sense of humor. Aww. Yeah, I think it works really well. Yeah, so I guess since you're like dealing with the kids, a lot of stress and pressure though probably. God, I know that my like middle school bus driver had a few meltdowns because some of the kids on our bus were fucking shit. I felt so bad for her. Would you look at that? Magnolia Forest, funeral home. Why are they being buried so close to the place, though? Oh, that's so cool. So they plant a tree right in front of them. They're so close together, though. Are those small trees? This hurts. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It hurts so much. But thank you for helping me give her the funeral she wanted. That's so cool. She opened up her own green funeral place. I think we're ready to get started now. That and their parents? Yeah, I bet. I never had many parents that came up to talk to her, but I remember the few times where the parents had to come and have like a long talk with the bus driver. Ugh, it just sucked. Gabriel Yenza, game designer, artist, and drawer. I love the art style to this game. It was really pretty. That was a really cool game. This music is lovely. It is. Special thanks to Order of the Good Death, and I wonder if they don't have the Ask a Mortician person in here. That was a really interesting game. It was kind of a somber one to finish the stream on because I think that's where I'm going to end it. But it was a really interesting one. As soon as I saw it, I was interested in the title, and then going in, seeing that it won a bunch of awards, I can see why. It's just a very unique experience, for sure, and it gives you a lot of information that I never knew. Yes, I love this one. It was really cool, right? I saw that. I was looking through, and I haven't looked through every game in there. There's still a few games I want to try. There's a game called Psy I really wanted to try. And I meant to do that after this one as like a quicker pace something to play after this. But, yeah, it's a little late now. So I'll probably pick that up next time, and I will look into that horror game, Penguin. We'll probably do that next time. Just go easy on me if it's really fucking crazy. It's a nice introspective piece. It really is. It really is. And like again, it's just stuff that I don't know. I want to try side 2. Or do you? Okay, I'll probably have to not look at that one when you do it, because that one, I saw the trailer and it looked really fucking cool. I really want to try that one. And like I said, I was going to try it today, but it just got too late for me. But this was really fucking cool. This is a really unique idea for a narrative-driven game. It brought up some really interesting topics. A really interesting issue with the corporation coming in. That was something that I never would have expected to be a problem with this. And it was really cool. I think I definitely see why it won awards. It was very well made. Like, it was very pretty. And this is really pretty looking too, this title screen. It was a very pretty game. And it was very informative. It gave really cool information on a lot of stuff that I had no idea about. So it reminds you of the one you asked me to play with the deer, with it being reflective on the player. Yeah. It definitely does seem that way. It gives you a lot of chances to kind of give your own opinions into it. And, well, I don't know if I gave that many opinions, but there was a lot here I agreed. I love the character. I love the fact that she went against this fucking shitty-ass corporation. That was such a shitty... Oh, my God. Just seeing how they handled that last funeral that we did with them. God, that... Ugh. Makes me want to fucking punch Chad in the face. God, that sucked. But, I don't know. It's that topic that people in real life kind of skirt around, because nobody wants to talk about death. No one wants to think about it. But it... You know, everybody's headed in that direction. And you never know when it's going to happen. And I think it's kind of important to have a halfway idea about it. Know all the like really hard parts about it, not just emotionally but financially, and like setting everything up, all that stuff, because you know, once you're there, there's no time to really plan stuff out. It's just go with the flow. And if you don't have a perfect plan or an understanding of it, then you get people like fucking Chad coming up and screwing you over in a really, really trying time. So I don't know, it's cool to see all the options that you have and how that world of it works. And I can't even imagine people that work in this. I could never do this job. It'd be so fucking... It'd be way too much for me. So I have a lot of respect for the people that do this kind of work. But yeah, again, I guess I'll just say it in case there's anybody here that hasn't been here since the beginning. But these games I've been playing are from the what's the bundle called? It's a bundle itch.io this company is doing called the it's called the Bundle for Racial Justice and do you not like Chad, bro? No, fuck Chad, bro. I hate Chad, bro. The Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality. And it's really fucking fantastic. They have 16,000 games so far, maybe up to 17,000, I forget. And you get it for $5. You can pay more if you want, which is really nice if you do, but it all goes to, you know, help fight racial justice and equality stuff. I don't know if who exactly they send the money to, if it goes to the Black Lives Matter movement, or if they just spread it amongst a bunch of organizations that help with that stuff. But it sounds really cool. And it has really, really nice high-quality games. I didn't get to go through the list of the stuff I played, but I mean, I have Pico Nico I want to play with Penguin next time. 1600, not 16,000. You're right. The NAACP. Okay, there you go. It's a really good cause. This is the game I wanted to play. Sigh. Hot Pot also looked really cool. Death Taxes I've heard is really fun. Penguin told me that Pagan is kind of an interesting one. Heavy Bullets looked fun. So I'll play all these other ones next time for sure. And there's a bunch of those aren't even all the games. Those are just the ones I picked up, and these aren't all of them either. But there's a bunch of other ones here that I haven't actually downloaded. I just put them into the library here. But I'll be looking through, because I literally got all these games that look really cool from just the first 7 pages. And there's 56 pages on there to look through. You know, we'd never have to buy another game again. Honestly, right? Just fucking dive in. I hope they help with like the UI to be able to find games easier, like by genre or something. But yeah, if anybody out there has this bundle or knows of a game in this bundle that they want to play, let me know and I'll probably play it. There's a fun bunch here that I want to try. And they'll probably just do another stream again of just like playing 30 minutes to an hour of each one and seeing which ones are cool, and then maybe coming back for full Let's Plays of certain long ones. But most of the games here are pretty short, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's the plan. For now, I